I'm Bill Barron and I'm Chief Executive of the Crofting Commission. I've been doing this job for the last 5 years. Before that I worked for the Scottish Government for about 15 years, most recently in the Housing Directorate. So the commissioners are the leaders of the Crofting Commission, and they give the direction to what we do within the priorities set, of course, by the Scottish ministers. So I take my instructions from them, I report to them on how we're getting on, and I look for support from them in all the things that we're taking on. So a non-departmental public body is a body that's generally funded by the Scottish Government but has an independent board that leads it. The commissioners set the direction for the Crofting Commission, and that means that they're determining our policies and also our priorities. So obviously the Crofting Commission has a great many things that we're responsible for: regulation, the census, enforcement of duties and so on. The commissioners are there to set the priorities. Which is more important, to follow up people who admit in the census that they're not fulfilling their duties, or to follow up those who didn't reply to the census at all? Which is more important, to comment on planning applications or to do more mapping of crofts? These are the kinds of things where there are strategic decisions that are taken by the board to set us off in the direction they want us to go, which they see as more important. So commissioners are in charge of all the decisions that are taken on casework. But of course, most of the decisions on casework are made in a fairly predictable way, fairly routine. Some regulatory applications need to be looked at very closely because they require a true element of judgment. What's the best decision to take when you've got different objectives for the crofter and the community, for the croft now and the croft in future? Those are the ones that we take direct to the commissioners, either in groups of 3 or in the most extreme cases for the board as a whole. So there's another very important element of leadership of the Crofting Commission, which we call governance. And that's essentially the way the board collectively are responsible for making sure that the Commission doesn't take risks, doesn't do things that are rash. For example, are we taking on too many staff when we might not be able to afford them in future? Are we neglecting risks like cybersecurity or the COVID risks to our staff's health? So we do a great deal of reporting to the board saying these are the things that we're doing to take care of all this. And we look to the commissioners individually and collectively to have a good hard look at that, give us second opinions, give us support, give us challenge, and make sure that the Crofting Commission as a whole is doing well. So they need to have basic office skills, in particular the use of emails and online meetings. They need to be reasonably savvy with the computer. But beyond that, it's about their knowledge of crofting, their personal skills, and their connection with crofters, so that one of the things they can do is keep in touch with crofters so that we know what crofters are thinking and feeling about the direction that crofting's going in.